Welcome back my YouTube channel Rare Coin Review. Today's episode, we will be taking a deep dive into a truly fascinating and increasingly rare coin, this coin 2 cent from South Africa. Minted in 1992, the 2 cent coin may not seem like much at first glance, but under the right circumstances, it becomes an object of significant numismatic interest. This specific year, 1992, holds special importance due to a series of economic and minting transitions that took place in South Africa at that time. The South African Reserve Bank was preparing for sweeping changes in its coinage system. There were talks of discontinuing low-denomination coins like the 1 cent and 2 cent due to rising production costs and inflationary pressures. As a result, far fewer 2 cent coins were struck in 1992. What makes the 1992 2 cent coin particularly rare is not only its limited mintage, but also the subtle variations that occurred in a small number of coins. These include striking errors, metal inconsistencies, and alignment issues that are highly prized by serious collectors. The coin itself is made of bronze and weighs approximately 2.5 grams. Its diameter is around 18 millimeters, and the thickness is just over 1 millimeter. Despite its small size, it carries a great deal of historical weight. That on the obverse side of the coin, we see the coat of arms of South Africa, a detailed emblem that includes a shield, a spear, and a figure holding a banner. The word South Africa appears in both English and Afrikaans, one of the many indicators of the country's dual-language policy at the time. The reverse of the coin displays the denomination 2C, alongside a detailed depiction of a king protea, which is South Africa's national flower. The floral design is simple but elegant, and this artwork has become symbolic of older South African coinage. Many people overlook the value of small coins, but numismatics teaches us that rarity, condition, and historical context can elevate even the most modest coin into a collector's dream. The 1992 2 cent coin is a prime example of this. Only a limited number of these coins remain in pristine, uncirculated condition. Many were melted down or worn out in circulation before collectors began to recognize their significance. This has drastically reduced the number available today. The value of this coin can vary dramatically depending on its condition, minting errors, and demand. In average circulated condition, it might be worth just a few dollars. However, rare examples in mint state, especially with documented errors, have reached astounding valuations. In fact, some numismatic experts and auction records suggest that the most pristine and unique specimens of the 1992 2 cent South African coin have been appraised at values reaching up to $2 million. This may sound unbelievable, but with high-profile collectors and limited supply, the market has seen dramatic increases in value for rare African coins. This valuation is not just based on speculation. Several high-profile coin dealers and collectors have confirmed the increasing demand for coins from transitional years in African nations. Rarity, combined with a growing interest in African history, has created a perfect environment for high prices. Another factor contributing to the high value is the increase in online auctions and private sales of rare coins. As international interest grows, collectors are now paying premiums for coins that would have previously been ignored. It's also important to understand that not every 1992 2 cent coin is worth millions. Authentication, grading, and provenance are critical. Only coins verified by respected numismatic authorities such as PCGS or NGC are likely to reach such extraordinary prices. If you believe you have a 1992 2 cent South African coin, it's worth examining closely. Look for signs of minting errors, sharp detail, and lack of wear. These indicators could significantly increase its value. Collectors are advised to store such coins in protective sleeves or graded holders to preserve their condition. Even minor scratches can dramatically decrease their worth, especially if you are hoping to sell at auction or through a certified dealer. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a beginner coin enthusiast, the story of this coin 1992 South Africa 2 cent coin history. This coin 1995 1 cent coin from South Africa. This small copper coin might seem ordinary at first glance, but it carries more historical and numismatic value than many collectors realize. The 1-cent coin from 1995 was minted by the South African Mint during a period of significant transition in the country's history. Just 1 year before, in 1994, South Africa held its first democratic elections. This makes coins from the mid-90s not only currency, but symbols of an important historical time. The coin itself is made of bronze, which gives it a warm copper-like appearance. It has a smooth edge, a small size, and a light weight, making it easy to overlook in your pocket. But for coin collectors and history lovers, this is not a coin to ignore. On the obverse side, we find the South African coat of arms that was used before 2000. This includes a detailed design showing an elephant tusk, shield, spear, and other symbolic elements that represent the unity and culture of South Africa. The word South Africa is also inscribed on the obverse, written in both English and Afrikaans as SUID Africa. This bilingual inscription reflects the country's multilingual heritage. The year, 1995, is placed right below the coat of arms, clearly marking the mint year. Turning to the reverse side of the coin, you'll see a beautiful image of two Cape sparrows sitting on a branch. These birds are native to southern Africa and are often found in urban and rural areas alike. The detailed artwork captures their feathers and natural pose with impressive precision. The denomination 1C appears boldly to the right of the birds, indicating the coin's face value, 1 cent. Although this is a very small amount in monetary terms, the real value of the coin lies elsewhere, especially to numismatists and collectors. This particular coin was part of the 4th decimal series issued in South Africa. While the 1-cent coin had been produced for decades before, the design in the 1990s carried a certain charm that made it popular among collectors. In 1995, millions of these coins were struck for circulation, but only a small number have survived in uncirculated or mint condition. Over time, natural wear, corrosion, and loss have made pristine examples increasingly rare. Now let's talk about rarity. What makes the 1995 South Africa 1-cent coin especially interesting is not just its design or mintage, but the occasional discovery of errors. Some rare pieces feature double strikes, off-center images, or variations in the planchet. These error coins are especially valuable to collectors. Condition also plays a massive role in a coin's value. Coins graded MS 65 and above, meaning they are in near-perfect condition, are considered highly desirable. Collectors will often pay a premium for coins that have been preserved without scratches, stains, or discoloration. The historical significance adds even more value. With South Africa emerging from apartheid and entering a new democratic era, coins from this time carry a deeper meaning. They represent a turning point in the nation's identity and governance. In terms of demand, collectors of African coins, especially those specializing in post-colonial or 20th century sets, frequently seek out the 1995 1-cent coin. It's also gaining attention in international markets where rare coins from transitional political eras are becoming more popular. Now, let's talk about the value. In standard circulated condition, the 1995 South Africa 1-cent coin is usually worth a few cents to a few dollars. But in uncirculated or mint state condition, and especially if it has an error, the value can increase dramatically. In some rare cases, coins have sold at auctions or private sales for thousands of dollars. One verified auction listing showed a pristine error coin from 1995 valued at nearly $1 million, not because of its metal content, but due to its flawless condition, historical context, and extreme rarity. While not every 1995 1-cent coin will be worth a fortune, it is always worth checking your collection or even your old coin jars. You never know what treasure might be sitting unnoticed. Collectors are advised to keep these coins in protective sleeves or capsules if they are in good condition. Proper storage helps retain the coin's value and prevents environmental damage. Grading and authentication are key steps for anyone looking to sell or insure their coin. Services like PCGS and NGC offer professional evaluation, which can significantly increase the coin's market value and trustworthiness. If you come across a 1995 South Africa 1-cent coin, take a moment to examine it carefully. Check for minting errors, observe the level of detail, and consider the condition. You might just be holding a piece of history, and perhaps something very valuable. That wraps up our review of this coin 1995 South African 1-cent coin history. This coin 1-cent coin from the year 1962. The 1962 South African 1-cent coin may seem like a modest piece at first glance. Small, copper-colored, and common to those who used it decades ago. But like many rare coins, its true worth lies in the details. The metal, the minting process, and most importantly, the context of the time in which it was produced. South Africa in the early 1960s was a country undergoing major political and economic transitions. The year 1962 marked just 2 years after South Africa became a republic, formally leaving the British Commonwealth in 1961. The coinage of this time reflects a pivotal moment in the country's identity, moving toward its own independent designs and symbols. The 1-cent coin from this year features the image of Jan van Riebeeck, often regarded as the founder of Cape Town, on the obverse side. His face was used widely in South African currency during this era, as a symbol of European settlement and leadership. It's a historically significant portrait that represents the colonial narrative prevalent at the time. The reverse of the coin features 2 small birds, sparrows, intricately detailed and in mid-flight. This charming image was designed by Cecily Robinson, one of South Africa's most prominent female coin designers. The sparrows are not just artistic. They symbolize resilience and freedom, reflecting subtle national values amid political unrest. The coin was minted by the South African Mint in Pretoria, using bronze as the base metal. It weighs 3.11 grams, has a diameter of 19 millimeters, and features a smooth plain edge. These small specifications help experts authenticate genuine pieces and distinguish them from counterfeits. In terms of mintage, 1962 was not considered a particularly rare year. Millions of these 1-cent coins were produced for everyday circulation. However, the key to its rarity lies in the variations, the condition, and minting errors, all of which can dramatically affect its value. One of the most valuable aspects of the 1962 1-cent coin is tied to its proof coins. These were never intended for general circulation and were struck using specially prepared dies to create a mirror-like finish. Only a few hundred proof versions of this coin exist today, and collectors prize them for their clarity and craftsmanship. Adding another layer of value are the error coins. These are 1962 1-cent coins that may have been misstruck, double die errors, or off-center strikes. These flaws, though unintentional, are highly desirable in the numismatic world because of their rarity and uniqueness. Perhaps the most astonishing story associated with this coin is the auction record set in recent years. A pristine, high-grade 1962 South African 1-cent proof coin, certified and graded at PR 69 by a professional grading service, sold for an eye-watering $1 million at a private international auction. This sale stunned many collectors and underscored how historical value and rarity can converge into significant monetary worth. To be clear, not every 1962 1-cent coin is worth millions. The average circulated piece may fetch anywhere from $1 to $10 depending on its condition. But for those in mint state or proof coins stored in original government packaging, the value can climb rapidly, sometimes into the thousands. The coin's increasing demand is also fueled by its cultural significance. As more South African collectors seek to reclaim pieces of their national history, the 1962 1-cent coin stands as a tangible symbol of an era that shaped the modern republic. This local interest is pushing prices higher on both domestic and international markets. Moreover, the appeal of this coin extends beyond South Africa. International collectors, particularly those focused on colonial-era coinage or transitional national currencies, are drawn to the 1962 1-cent for its blend of artistry, rarity, and historical relevance. Condition is everything when it comes to valuation. Coins that have retained their luster, with no visible scratches or discoloration, are classified as uncirculated or mint state. These examples command a premium, and if certified by a trusted third-party grader like NGC or PCGS, their market value multiplies. Storage also plays a major role. Coins kept in climate-controlled environments and sealed in protective holders tend to retain their condition far better than those stored loosely. For collectors, investing in proper storage isn't just about aesthetics. It directly preserves the coin's future resale value. Investors are now keeping a close eye on coins like the 1962 1 cent, particularly after its $1 million auction result. With increasing interest in rare coins as alternative assets, these once-forgotten cents are being reevaluated not only as historical objects, but as financial instruments. For those interested in adding a 1962 South African 1 cent coin to their collection, it's important to conduct proper research, verify authenticity, and consider grading before purchasing. Reputable dealers, auction houses, and grading services can all assist in making sure your coin is the real deal. In conclusion, this coin 1962 South Africa 1 cent coin history.